It's Base Trade TV.
Welcome to King Sejong Station, everybody. One of the new maps in the WCS ladder pool, and of course one of the bigger maps in the WCS Season 2 ladder pool. I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub, and this is game number 3 in this best of 3. Both players are a little bit nervous, and both players are definitely excited to be here, as we had some very interesting lobby banter, as they just kind of having this really friendly talk. Demuslim trying to calm down Psionic, you know, give this like really sweethearted advice. Take a deep breath, man. You got this, even though I'm your opponent, but also don't cheese me. Can't help but love both of these guys. Anyway, spawning the top left corner of the map from the clan, the team against all authority, the blue Protoss player, Psionic.
In the bottom right, as the teal Terran, it is EG's Demuslim.
This map is a bit cool. We've discussed it before, and I'll probably bring it up for a good couple times, because again, it's not that it's redundant information, and I'm not trying to totally bore all of you, but the maps are new, and there's a good chance a lot of people still haven't seen them. And this one, it's big. I mean this very, very seriously. Look at, from distance to distance on the map is already pretty long if we double zoom out, but you have to actually wind and turn and go through like these weird sort of S pattern to get to your opponent's base, so it's even longer. And of course, let's not forget there's always the addition of these debris that are behind your natural base, which, you know, I'm surprised we really haven't seen get utilized much. I really thought this would be used a lot more as like that sort of free opening to your opponent's base.
The rocks,
yeah, the natural.
I always thought it would be very used in TVP more than anything else. I mean, like, yeah, you can always send lings back there and whatnot, but I'm just imagining like that typical medevac timing, being able to break those down and attack from 2 different points. I don't know, but it never did. You're right, it never does happen. No one ever breaks those down.
Well, I mean, the bottom line for it too is like, it doesn't matter what race you are, Terrans or Protoss, all of your defenses are going to be focused towards this big open ramp. Even if it's something simple as just not noticing someone knocking down the rocks. I mean, I don't know, it could be kind of interesting. There's a Reaper coming out of Demuslim, by the way, guys. I want to point this out. This is kind of like less of a thing we're pointing out for the map, but more of a PSA, because a lot of people don't actually know about this. There is a ledge here, kind of like on Yon, so you can hop up here with the Reaper. And on this side of the map, it's actually kind of obvious. On the other side of the map, though, it's not so obvious, but there is that same ledge over here as the map is mirrored. So if you ever play on this map, do remember, Reapers can come up this ledge, no matter what race you are.
It's very important. People on ladders still not recognizing it, so I still get a free scout.
Yeah, I've actually had some I've had some fun 888s over there. Actually, you know what's really stupid? 8880 on this map is so difficult because you have to send the SCV out really early. With how big it is, like, it doesn't get to the other side of the map till like you're at like 300 minerals. You're like, wow, what a waste.
So check this out, right? Not only did the SCV scout, because you always should in TVP, he also has a Reaper scout. But even then, he just puts down an engineering bay. He went in with an SCV. He was like, it's an awful lot of gas. I don't see anything coming out from the mothership core.
I think the catch for this, though, is an engineering bay this early. Well, first off, Demuslim is a big fan of the +1 weapons in the first place. He's one of the Terran players that does always go for that pretty early. But, you know, he just lost to the cheese. That could definitely influence. But at the same time, this is a relatively cheap investment for the guarantee that you don't go out of the game. You don't lose the qualifiers to one particular build.
He definitely scouted it with the SCV. He saw exactly what he should have seen last game. That tells you it's an Oracle.
Yeah,
I mean, it might have been a third pylon when he did scout it, but even then, like, the amount of gas taken, no mothership core, no stalker on the way.
I think it was only with that Reaper he saw that third pylon, because it just finished recently, so you know, there's no reason for a pylon to come down this late. And it's not like the bracket, it's not like a ladder match you're fighting against, like, you know, a lowly gold player. You're like, oh, maybe he just forgot his macro's bad. No, this WCS qualifiers, he's recognized Psionic's a pretty smart guy, and here comes that Oracle. Now, the nice thing about the Oracle, though, and I don't, even if he goes for 2, hell, even if he goes for 3, they don't need to do damage initially. They can be so volatile at any point of the game. Whether it's 10 minutes, 6 minutes, or 15 minutes, you never want to lose your SCVs due to not paying attention. So Oracle will get in here, and actually, will that missile turret? Okay, not be enough, actually. Did get a shot off on that the Marine spot, but they do get obliterated. Demuslim, in the meantime, actually manages to get a couple probe kills with that Reaper, shockingly enough.
Well, that is kind of shocking. Also, really good scout.
Yeah. I like that he stopped investing in them, though, realizing 2's kind of all he needs, whether it's in vision, whether it's the potential for damage later on. Oh, this one's rallied into the missile turret, though. Psionic Big misclick there. Gonna. Oh my god, not costing it. 4 HP. Are you for real?
We have a Twilight Cancel on the way that was not scouted, I believe, from Demuslim. Possibly going to go into Charger Archon after this.
Yeah, Chargelet Archon is a really weird thing to see TVP. It's more common, I think, early on versus Zerg. At least usually off failed DTs and things, but it can be really hard to deal with as a Terran player. I mean, Archons just have so much health through those shields.
Yeah. He's also getting, you know, Robo and a Forge. You want to start those upgrades. You want to be able to have an Observer out in the way. Actually, he's going to get Blink, so this could just lead into, you know, Blink plus Colossus. They complement each other very, very well.
I hope he's looking for late game Blink, though. With the +1 weapons coming in beside it, that's what I imagine, because he's got to know at this point, the timing's gone. The strength of, like, 2-base Blink all-ins and such, it's because you get it before stims finish, before Terran players really ready to defend it. Yeah, I know. Gets out again. What the heck?
Acceleration boost, bro.
Yeah, that speed increase actually is coming into influence pretty hard here, but there's that Robo Bay coming down, so we're going to see Colossus coming out here pretty soon. I like this, though. The Blink, again, you always see Blink as a Terran player, and you're always a bit worried, because you never quite know how it's going to be utilized, but you know when there's Colossus paired with it, they're really looking to use it for the Viking count more than anything else.
Scan goes down. Oh, it was on the natural. Unfortunately, he scans absolutely nothing at the natural.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at that. I thought that Oracle was going to go down again. I keep getting excited. As the Terran player, when I see the Oracles getting close to death, I get a little bit excited, not going to lie. But nice Envision goes down, or sorry, Revelation rather, goes down on top of all the buildings. Good chunk of the army units.
Yeah. So unfortunate, very unfortunate that he didn't get a good scout at all. He saw the units that were at the front, which were like 3 units. Doesn't really help out at all. So he doesn't know what really to get. He's going to be able to get those 4 medevacs, of course, and then, you know, do the regular old pressure, but...
This is interesting. The Muslims actually floated the factory away. We've been seeing Widowmines come into this matchup, not so heavily, but a little bit, to completely use this as a scout, going like really old school tactics here.
He doesn't know that it's Colossus, but this is actually going to be okay. You know, not getting the Widowmines. Widowmines are very effective against those Charge Light openers.
Yeah, they do the bonus damage to shields. The splash is fantastic, but yeah, without Colossus just outranged them so hardcore. And it's funny because even if you do manage to get that hit off on a Colossus, it doesn't do much. You used to see like one-shot Stalkers, one-shot Zealots, almost destroying a mortal, but Colossus are kind of like, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Give me another.
It's going to be very crucial that the Muslim scouts this, you know, and gets as many Vikings as possible, because Psionic could do a push if he sees that, you know, if he gets a good trade on the medevacs, gets a drop or something, he could definitely push out and deal a lot of damage.
The key thing normally too is you get in here with those Marauders before that extended thermal lance is complete. They got the same range as that Colossus, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. Psionic is almost done with that upgrade right now.
He is up to 6 gateways, 2, 4, 6, yeah. So I would actually expect him to push out, and the Muslim has to be scared of this. You know, he actually instantly runs away, of course, because he can't deal with that army. He's going to want to start thinking about maybe not bunkers, but like making sure not to get caught up on a ramp.
The Stalkers gotta be careful though. If they overextend, yeah, the Muslims gonna turn it around on them. They're afraid of the Colossus. They're not afraid of the Stalkers.
Whoa, that Colossus just walked out to nowhere.
I think he got AI'd on because it tried to take the shortcut over the ramp. The
and now an Immortal is like, save me.
Okay, but the Muslim still doesn't really have an army that can necessarily fight this. One thing is he's able to disengage, which is really nice.
He's still building medevacs too. He should immediately start building Vikings. He's a cat?
I didn't know he had a cat. Suddenly I like the Muslim a lot more, and I just don't know why. Who's the zombie governor are big cat people, guys. But alright, probes put down the pylons. Looks like Psionic is gonna still go and try and instigate this attack.
I think the Vikings.
The Vikings, I don't know. There's only 2 Colossus. It's not quite that snowball effect where like you need Vikings or you're dead. But you're right. They would make this a lot easier and a lot better. Unfortunately, the Muslim. There's no way.
Again? Are you serious?
This isn't gonna be like the last one though. There's Colossus in this one. He can't take the follow-up fight that he did last time. SCV's retreating into the main. He is gonna just try and bunker on down here, so to speak. But you know, he's definitely looking. No, wait. Why is he building another starport?
Because I
thought he was gonna go for Viking production, but he's still making medevacs.
On autopilot or something? Like, Vikings should have been produced so long ago. Okay, maybe you don't get a lot of shots, seriously, but if they go up a ramp, they have to go up a main, like, your Vikings might get a lot of damage done.
Demuslim's gonna try and evacuate some SCVs by the look of it. He doesn't actually have the money here. You can float them away, of course, but
Oh no!
would have liked to keep mining. Probes is gonna be brought back. These 4 Marines actually from that bunker that weren't quite killed off gonna pick up a couple of probes. Meanwhile, Demuslim is doing work on the other side of the map. I just don't think he can take the final fight though, if done evenly and correctly with 2 Colossus. Wait, did he lose one? I think he walked a Colossus into a missile turret.
What?
No.
Seriously?
Well, he had 2, that's for sure. He's only got 1 now.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're right. He must. Well, maybe the Marauders got close enough with that SCV pool.
That could be true too. Yeah.
But that is absolutely huge. He can actually take a fight potentially. He catch him out of position once.
I was gonna say, yeah, Psionic auto won this game. I would say to an extent before, but you know, as they fully base trade out, Demuslim, he's got exactly enough money to build a new command center. He's got this orbital kind of floating, but he knows he can't land it anytime soon. This is, well, I'm not doing the base trade hype, but it's a base trade, that's for sure.
What the hell?
Demuslim's got a lot more workers alive too, so it's worth noting if he does reestablish a base like right now, he can pull ahead economically, but I think the SCVs are going to be used for the pull. With 1 Colossus for AoE, I don't know, this is, again, okay, this is going to be down to the wire, that's for sure. I almost wish the factory and such would come back and soak, even if they just soak 1 hit from the Stalkers in the final fight, it's going to help. It's going to influence the outcome of it, but SCVs are pulled, and this is going to be...
Oh, he built 4 more supply depots. That's what he used 400 minerals on.
Dude, look what he just did, though. That was so key. Revelation coming down on top of the army. Now, Psionic doesn't have to worry about accidentally running into Demuslim. He could even consider setting up some sort of attack, but he's got full vision. Now the base revealed. Demuslim does, of course, not care. But, you know, what's unfortunate, Psionic reestablishes a base that was pretty heavily mined out, whereas Demuslim takes a fresh one.
Good point. I don't think it'll influence that. Well, it is pretty mined out. I don't know.
We'll see how this goes. I mean, it really depends just how far this extends. I mean, there's no production really for anybody. Demuslim's gonna get a reactor and maybe start building some Vikings? Maybe?
Oh, dude. There's no observer. There's no observer. If he starts building, like, flipping Widow Mines, I'm gonna freak out. No. Oh, Dark Shrine.
That's gonna be equally as bad, equally as crazy. You know, this series, I'm so glad we got to cast this series, because no matter how this ends, it's gonna be either incredibly anticlimactic or incredibly crazy. There's not gonna be like that, alright, good game, well played. Right,
that Oracle is so annoying.
But you know what? That's the thing. Without the damage on it, fine, whatever. But the Revelation, we've always talked about it. People always like kind of toss it to the side and disregard how important Revelation is. But being able to see Demuslim for 100% of what he's doing right now, that is critically huge for Psionic, sort of adjusting towards the moving on here. But both players just slapping down a ton of pylons, a ton of depots. They need that supply. I can't believe he's actually making Vikings out of this. But Demuslim at the same time... Okay, so he knows the base is here. I hope he scans. Because he needs to see the DTs
I hope he
are coming.
saves his scans.
But no, if he sees the Dark Shrine now, then he builds turrets or gets an engineering bay, maybe doesn't need them. But yeah, you're right. He's going to have 1 scan, and if he mules, and he's been muling, if he mules, that could be game.
Oh god, don't mule. For the love of God, don't mule. 6 seconds to go. DTs are not being warped in. Oh, don't mule.
There's one on the way. Okay, well, even if he mules, he can pull back a little bit, right? But oh no, Demuslim, no! No engineering bay, no detection. Normally you've got like 3 command centers, so this isn't an issue.
No, there you go. Oh, he's gonna be so mad.
Oh.
He's gotta pull. He's gotta just pull and run.
Just go
and,
for
find
it.
Their base. No, I think he just finds another base.
Well, I guess you could technically do that. Oracle not quite
Come
picked
on,
off
Oracle.
again. That Revelation, so
How
good.
did I not die?
Okay, he's got engineering bay coming up, and it's hidden too, so the Dark Templar won't find it and snipe it off. But yeah, he has to run circles, and what's scary is he's got to remember he could run circles into a Colossus. He doesn't know if there's just one behind this or not. He's had no scouting information.
Oh, finally.
You know, this kind of pisses me off too. In StarCraft, this has always bothered me. Like, you see a big cloak thing attacking your friends, why don't you just start shooting blindly around you? You're like, just, even if it's friendly fire, there should be like a free fire mode. So it's like, oh, there's a Dark Templar somewhere in this vicinity, plop, 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 plop.
Yeah, for real. It probably isn't as effective in actual war as it seems in StarCraft.
Okay. There's the scan.
Okay, so does this normalize? Like, look how close their armies are to each other. This is suddenly the shortest map in the map pool.
Right? Like I think honestly, I really think this mined out base is going to come into effect. If he had taken the natural base instead of the main, I think Psionic would have a much better chance to win this. I'm not saying he doesn't. This, as you point out, is still very close, still down to the wire. This DT doing big damage when it shouldn't be, but again,
like,
it's going to be so difficult to win this for either player. It takes perfect engagements and no mistakes.
Here's the bad thing for Psionic, right? Is that he cannot afford, and he is not even up close to being near the tech for more Colossus. And
That's
gateway
true.
units, Demuslim is fine with. Pushing up this ramp is not a good idea, though.
Oh, those force fields.
No!
Demuslim. Okay, season force field loses one Marauder. That stim though is gonna cost him these medevacs. Oh, actually, they're full energy. Never mind. I thought they were empty because the.
But still, that was way too bold. Like maybe if he had sacked his Vikings on a Colossus, which he should probably do, then maybe. But still, like, he's got army cut in half.
It's so disheartening. If Demuslim knew what Psionic had, I guarantee you Demuslim would macro out of this game, because that's how you win in this scenario. He doesn't know that Psionic is also got nothing. He's got an idea that Psionic's not got a lot of mining because of that base, but holy crap. Like, if both players expand, I'm gonna lose it. That's how do you even expand in this situation?
What the heck? Okay. The Muslim needs to start thinking about taking his gases. He's gonna run out of gas soon.
Oh, he's kind of slowly mining off one, but I think the priority has been a lot about getting these turrets up. He's been slowly climbing them northwards to try and cover his ass versus these DTs, which have been such a pain.
They keep the blind blocking him. That is a big pain.
But that's the small thing Psionic really needs to do. Again, his army supply was significantly smaller than the Muslims. Now it's actually ahead.
He needs to like just put those turrets all around the flipping map, right? Like just be like hopscotch.
Well, maybe a Raven instead of like build the starport, make a tech
Oh,
lab
he
real
could
quick.
do that. I keep forgetting he has that starport.
I know, because it's like off in Africa over here. I mean, it's not that to even think about. He's got a factory coming to scout. This needed to be done so much sooner because the factory is actually going to get picked off pretty much immediately. Out in the open, Demuslim's got a small chance to take a fight. He does have an upgrade advantage, which is really weird to consider this late in the game. 2-1 versus 1.
Oh, that could be pretty big because again, it's going to be mostly gateway units.
Yeah, exactly. It's one Colossus that's scary. There's a lot of force fields though, which is also equally scary. If the Muslims' army gets split up, it doesn't stand a chance.
I feel. If the Muslim was in the position to force the fight, I would feel a lot better. But if Psionic forces the fight, I feel a lot worse.
The nice thing though, you know what? In just kind of taking it back a sec, this is qualifier number 1. So whoever gets knocked out here, whoever gets knocked out now, there are more qualifiers for them to compete in. But it kind of sucks to think like, all right, it came down this close already. Both of these players, I think, are going to have a really fun tournament. Like, whether it's the Muslim or Psionic who has to come back. Maybe they both end up getting knocked out today. I don't know. But they're going to provide some very entertaining games over the next week. I can pretty much guarantee that much.
You know how it sucks? Is the Muslim can't actually force a fight. Because anytime he does, Psionic just warps in Dark Templars. And the Muslim only has 1 scan. Maybe 2. Nope.
Did he just kill the Ursidon?
Oh, why would you do that?
Dude, you don't kill critters in StarCraft, man. That's not cool.
That's not cool, you're right. Dude, he needs to use that flippin' starport, I swear to God. Just
I
build a
know.
flippin' because the Raven's also really useful for how many Blink Stalkers there are for a point defense drone.
That's true as well. I don't know. I think his fear might be that so far across the map at the same time, though. Oh, you know what? He never killed the Robobay. We talked about Psionic not getting tech up, but he never killed the Robobay.
Oh, Psionic hasn't identified that. He's going. Oh, he's going.
Oh, Psionic could have just made a robo facility a long time ago. Force to fight in the middle of the map.
Templar thing I'm talking about. Oh, so many
one
units
TT in the army. Oh, he's got to back away from this though. He needs to scan. He's bleeding out to this Dark Templar. It's so infuriating to know, but it is happening here in the back. Does clean. No, there we go. Does clean it up. These Vikings can't. They can't dive in.
I think he should. No, I don't know about this.
Colossus is not going out fast enough. I think the Muslims' army is bleeding out just a little bit too fast. The sentries are not that scary behind this, though. The Immortals, there's only one of them, but there's no units left for the Muslim at this point. Landing the Vikings.
They last so long to Muslim. Can you do it?
From behind? No way. There's no way. This is a miracle if it happens, but I think he's just barely going to bleed out. If the Immortal wasn't here, maybe it's a different story.
God.
Picks up, drops towards the main. GG! Psionic will take the series 2-1 in the most... I don't know, edge of your seat, butthole clenching type game you could ever play. Oh man, I feel bad. I don't even think I almost don't want to cast anything else. Nothing's gonna top that series.
We're done. We're out.
Yeah, Gigi, drop the mic, walk away.